Welcome back, everybody, and we have another featured match coming up with the young gun. Thomas Rice going to play Sanjay. It's going to be a race to 7. Thomas Rice has to give Sanjay one game on the wire. We're coming to you live. You're watching the 4th annual George Ginky Sansushi Memorial. We're coming to you live from Steinway Billiards in Astoria, Queens, New York. I'm Upstate Al. I'm going to be joined in the booth momentarily by a couple of co-hosts. But right now, the match we're about to watch. Thomas Rice versus Sanjay, and that name I have to put a space in. That's my fault, somebody else's. There you have it. Sachdeva or Sachdeva. We're going to call him Sanjay. How about that? And Thomas Rice, a well-known young gun that also shoots out of Gotham City Billiards in Brooklyn, New York, will be facing off with Sanjay. The pros are starting to walk in. Hey, I see Mr. Steve Goulding, who's participating. The owner of Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island, has just showed up. A well-liked pool room and a well-liked owner in his own right, Mr. Steve Goulding, doing so much for the game. And since we have a little intermission, we'll give you a shot of Mr. Steve Goulding. I don't know if you can see Gail Glazebrook with that glare in the background, but you see Tony Robles with his back to us and Gail Glazebrook, and the gentleman standing in the middle is Mr. Steve Goulding. We'll get some better shots of him. He is the owner of Snookers. What a beautiful room that is. If you ever have a chance and you're going through Providence, Rhode Island, put that on your place to stop. Great place. I've been up there several times since the new one. It's unbelievable. A sight to see, that's for sure. This is Sanjay here, who's electing to practice a little bit. And as he's practicing, we're going to run through some of our sponsors. Definitely azbilliards.com. Predator Custom Cues. We definitely want to give a big shout out to Upstate.
We're going to start you a little bit early if you want to.
Coast to Coast Restoration.
So if you want to start early,
doing majority of the work throughout the tri-state areas and beyond. That number you want to write down. Keep that handy. Keep that in your favorites. Keep it somewhere bookmarked. Keep it on your notepad. We got to get back to the action. Well, thanks to more sponsors as we go along. But right now, we have Thomas Rice and Sanjay lagging. And you can see the 3-ball won it. So Thomas Rice will have the first break in this race to 7.
23. Doug, you get 1 on 7. Table 13, Bogey and Leo.
And Mika Immonen just walked in. Trying to keep you abreast of the players as they walk in.
20, Joe Wilson Torres and Campo. Joe, you get 1 on 7 on table 20. Guzman to the tournament desk immediately, please. Juan Guzman to the tournament desk immediately.
There you see Mika.
Scott Mann and Juan Guzman.
And also Jonathan Smith, the house pro at Society Billiards here in Manhattan. And Juan Guzman walking through. Scotty Bannon. There's Mr. Jason Shaw. Back to the featured match. Sanjay. Kind of missed the 2 on the pro side there. Hiding Thomas Rice behind a 3-9. And with the 8 in the way, well, I guess he has room to get the cue in there. He's got to watch he doesn't hit the inside of his 2. If he gets to the inside of his 2, he could go in and drink. He's electing to kick, and he's still got to be careful. He kicked it pretty good and got a roll. Well, I'll answer that question, Pool Hole Banger. If I get an opportunity to step up to the tournament director's position, I will look at the brackets and see if we can put on, you know, really featured matches, or just leave it in their hands. But basically, we leave it in their hands because we cannot hold up a tournament, especially a live stream table, and wait for a match to connect, whether it be from the B side or from the A side. We got to keep moving along because of the multitude of players that are here, or else we'll be here until Tuesday. So we'll try to put the good word in. We always like to see featured matches when you really get 2 sharpshooters up there, but you know, it's kind of out of our hands. You know, we don't like to push that issue too much. We understand that they got to keep moving along. But we'll try. I will walk over there. As soon as they get ready and get underway with the Open Pros, I'm sure we'll be streaming the Open Pros for the duration of today. As long as we can keep matches running. But like I said, if the stream table is open and they have a amateur match awaiting, I guess they will throw one on here. Is his name spelled S-A-N? Let me see how they have it on the tournament chart. Went over there and I took a picture. It is spelled S-A-N. That's the... Well, Thomas Rice, once getting into a gear, ties this up at 1 apiece. Keep in mind, Thomas Rice had to give Sanjay 1 game on the wire. And we're only racing to 7. If Thomas keeps shooting like that, it'll be over in a heartbeat. Keep your eyes on this young man. He impressed us a couple of years ago, and he keeps impressing us. Shoots a lot out of Gotham City Billiards Club in Brooklyn, New York. And since we're mentioning Gotham City Billiards Club, we'll be at Gotham City Billiards Club next week for a $3,000 amateur added tournament. It's a tri-state tour, so let me just give you a word of advice. If you plan on playing in that tournament, the doors open up at 9:30. I would advise you to get there early. It's a first come, first served basis, and it's going to be capped at 64 players. A $3,000 added amateur tri-state tournament. Gotham City Billiard Club in Brooklyn, New York. And I'm going to mention this once again, and you're going to hear me mention this throughout the day. There's a link above the chat that CMB WSU has put in there. It's called the AccuStats Make It Happen poll. Please click on it and go over there and select the discipline in the game that you would like to see AccuStats produce for their next Make It Happen event that will take place in the Simonis Arena in the Sandcastle at Ladowie's room. The link is right above. It says straw poll. AccuStats Make It Happen, and underneath there's a link that says straw poll. So go over there and cast your vote. Let them know they really want to hear from the general public. What are the entry fees for the tournament? You know, you really have to go over to the Predator Pro-Am, PredatorProAmTour.com website, and all the information is there. Upstate, how can I explain it? I'm working between so many different programs on the computer, and learning the computer language is so difficult. Never mind the names. You know, I know pool players around the world, but when you start getting into the amateur players, you know, and streaming out of different rooms, I'm trying to remember the names, and it's very hard for me to remember the entry fees and all of this. So on the Predator Pro Tour, PredatorProAmTour.com website, you can find out all the information you want. You know, just want to bring everybody up to date what AccuStats did. Lenny started leading the pack last night, and Lenny donated 3 DVDs. Sorry, got interrupted briefly by a pedestrian customer here at the room. He tapped me on my shoulder, didn't realize that we were on the air. Lenny, Fast Lenny, donated 3 DVDs that we can give away, that he wants to give away for the Ginky Memorial Tournament. It's called Power of One Pocket with Scott Frost. And it's an awesome DVD. So we will be giving away another one today. We gave away one last night. And then after Lenny donated 3 DVDs, AccuStats. We got somebody PM'd Upstate Al here in the booth. And they said they would like to donate 3 AccuStats DVDs of the winner's choice. And it was great for them to step up to the plate. So please, let's support these guys also. The DVDs are not for Upstate Al, they're for you guys in the chat. That's who we're giving them away to. Click that link, go over there and vote for that Make It Happen. Also, make sure to check out Fast Lenny when he's streaming on the railtv.com. You can check out his website and send him an email if you wish and tell him thanks. We thank them so many times, both companies, and we're going to continue to do that. It's just an honor to have people do what they did and step up to the plate. And it's all for George. Everybody out there knew the Gangster. And his family has arrived. They are sitting up there, and Irene Sansucci is sitting right there at the top table, right next to one of the plants. I'll just do a quick pan over because there's just a 7 and a 9 ball to make there. But there's George's family sitting right there behind that gold rail. That's his sister Irene, his niece Erin, and I believe Jimmy is also there. Yes, and his nephew Jimmy. They are sitting up there at the first table behind that gold rail, that banister. Okay, back to the featured match. And it looks like Sanjay puts another beat up on his side and now leads 2-1. And besides the DVDs being given away, we're also going to give away today a Kamui Gator grip. Okay, we're going to give that away today. Besides the 2 DVDs that both of these companies donated. So we're in for treats, and it's all for you guys. 2-1 in favor of Sanjay. I'm going to leave you with Devil Dave for a second, as I'm going to step out for just a quick minute or so. Thanks, Dave, for sitting back in.
All right, here we go. 2-1. Sanjay getting ready to break the balls. All right, hit him pretty hard. Thomas Rice, a little early morning jitters. Okay. Has a 1 ball. Okay, shot. Well done. Very tough 2 ball here. Oh, by the way, in case you just tuned in, I am David Devil Dave Ascalise, Upstate Al's road partner for the last 30 years, besides Ginky's mentor and road partner for years. And now he has a decent 3 ball he should make, but position on the 4-5 is extremely difficult at this point here. He's going to get down on the 4. Seems, see what happens. Hit it a little hard. He was down on the 4. This fella has Sanjay, no shot. Look for him to play a safety here. Looking around, seeing his best chance to hide Whitey or hide the 3 ball. Needs a rail here. Did not get it. That's ball in hand, Thomas Rice. Now, this young fella is a up-and-coming player. Plays out at Gotham. And a very, very dear friend of Devil Dave's. You know, as he reminds me a little of Ginky when I first met him and took him around the country. We all watch out for Thomas as we travel around and make sure that he's taken care of. He doesn't have any bad vices. He doesn't run with the wrong crowds. You know, he's like our son, and we all do the best we can to try and take care of him in the nicest possible way. I'm so proud to say he's a wonderful, fine young man, very well-mannered, no bad habits that we know of yet, and we hope it stays that way. All right, I look for him to make this ball now. He should be fine. Okay, hit it well. 6 ball. I don't think there's a problem. He could either play the 7 in the side or draw it back a little for the corner. This is called a personal preference. I'm going to be telling you what the player should do before he does it. Chose to come back a little bit. Uh-oh. I don't know. It's very, very close. You know, by his body motions, he needs to spin this ball a little bit. He made it very good. He needs to slow down a little bit. Walk around the table, you know, has a lot of young energy here. Should play that 9 in the side, but...
All right, we're going to start the calculator for the Open Pro event.
Take your time, Thomas. Attaboy. Come up a little bit. All right, now. Stay down. Follow through. Stay down. Follow through. Attaboy. Okay.
3 blind bids. I'm going to take the players off. Jose Burgos is going to be collecting the money. If you want to take a break, you take a break. It's your option. It's an amateur event. If you want to continue to play, it's up to you. That was approved by Yellow. Just so you know. All right, I'm gonna tell you the names of the players that are in the tournament. We're gonna have 3 blind bids. We'll do 3 blind bids. I'm gonna tell you the names of the players that are playing in the tournament. Jose Burgos is gonna collect the money. Oh, sorry. Theo Robles will collect the money.
Has to do something for a little bit.
The treasurer of the third floor. All right.
I know it's good. I know it's good. It's very loud here, right? I don't know. I'll go through it.
Mika Imminent, Uncle Lombardo, Derek Powers, Joe Dukas, Adam Smith, Daniel Hayden.
Okay, the discussion was to see if they wanted to stop playing on the TV table because this players auction is going to be very, very disturbing. So, you know what? I will do the best I can. It's going to be loud. It's going to be fast and furious. And so we'll just do the best. Bear with us. We'll do the best we can here. They're going to have the players auction now. Enormous amount of money going to be transferred here in the players auction here. Okay.
Kevin Imai, Rafael Debreo, and Jerry Tarantola. What's the opening bid on the first blind bid? I got 100 on the first blind bid. Can I get 150? 100, 150. I need 200. I got 150 on the first blind bid. 200 on the first blind bid. Then there's only 3 blind bids. I got 200. Next blind bid is 250. 200 going once on the first blind bid. 200 going twice on the first. 250. I got 250. 300. I got 300. 300 on the first blind bid. 300 going once on the first blind bid. 300 going twice on the first blind bid. Sold for 300. Who are you taking? Who? Mika? Mika's gone for 300. right, second blind bid. What can I get? Can I get at least 100? 100 for the second blind bid. 100. Going 150. I got 150. 200. 200. 250. I got 250 on the second blind bid. 250 going once on the second blind.
Guys, we're going to elect to hold this matchup as they have the players auction. And then once the players auction for the Open Pros event has concluded, we will get right back to this match. I can tell you with Thorsten Holman is in the room, but he's not playing. Frankie Hernandez just walked
Mike
in.
DeShane is gone. So far,
We'll get right back to you.
Mike DeShane.
Okay, folks, welcome back. We're going to proceed with this match right now between the young gun Thomas Rice and Sanjay. Now, the last I checked, the score was as follows, but doing a recheck, it looks like it's now 3-2. Is that the right score? Jose, can you tell me the score of this match? What's the score of that match? Thomas Rice 3-2, so we're going to update that also.
And the last two matches out are Coca and James on 11. James
Yes, guys, I don't know if you got that message in the chat. I did elect to put
Daniel and Chris Karp on table 12.
put the flyer on the scene. We're real excited about this one that's coming up. They used to have such a huge tournament there, and now it's the return of it. And AZB TV and NYC Grind are excited, really excited. We're going to have Larry Ross, known as the Double LR, the legendary Larry Ross, come into the commentator's booth momentarily after he finishes his 10-gallon bucket of ice cream with about 15 gallons of chocolate syrup. I'm only fibbing. No sound on the ad. Okay, thank you for that. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I do what I do. There we go. We got the audio now, and we'll get back to that audio. But right now, we got to get to the game at hand. Thomas Rice going into the drink, you know. He's got to keep it together. And keep in mind, he did spot Sanjay one on the wire. I also know a Ninja. Three cushion billiards. The room is buzzing once again with players and spectators from all over the place, even some from England. Sanjay on the approach to the 9-ball. It's a real tester shot from this distance, but he has no problem. Watch that cue. That's an angle. Wow. Okay, we're tied at 33, and we're only racing to 7. We want to thank everybody that's watching, and we have, hold on a second, guys. I got to mute myself. Third Street here at the George Ginky Sansushi Memorial. I want to thank Predator Pro-Am Tour, Tony Robles, Gail Glazebrook Robles, along with the Tri-State Tour and the Mez Tour, all coming together. This is the 4th annual, and the draw of players is just growing. They're looking to beat their records from the previous year, of course.
Stop by the tournament desk because you're in the money, so make sure that you stop by the tournament desk to collect on your way out.
Just got to watch cue ball position here. Every ball has a pocket. Looks like he's going to have to elect to just bounce off the 7. You don't want to put the 7-8 in the same row. Oh, he had room. Beautiful. Hit it with the reverse. Held the cue ball. My mic keeps getting lower and lower? Really? All right. Well, we can straighten that out. How about something like this? Does that help you a little bit? There you go. Yeah, sometimes I'm electing to speak lower and slower. I guess I got an hour and a half sleep last night. So an hour and a half sleep in 48 hours. Not doing too bad. But nevertheless, don't count me out. The talent that's in this room right now is enough to keep you awake. And, you know, I'll tell you something funny. And I didn't mean it to sound the way it did.
We have a 32 player.
As we watch, Thomas Rice missed the 9-ball. Wow.
Okay, which we're going to give to the family.
That's not Thomas, but you know, you hit the point of those side pockets and it's going to spit them out. You got to split that pocket. Greg Antonakis, I'll get back to the story after this. As ball in hand for Thomas Rice, and Sanjay says, Tom, you got it? So Tom puts another one on the scoreboard and now leads 4-3. When I walked in and I was telling Greg Antonakis and his wife, they said, how late you stay last night? I said, till about 4 in the morning. And they said, how much sleep did you get? I said, about an hour and a half. They said, how are you doing it? I said, I use Coke. And I didn't mean it to sound the way it did. I meant Coca-Cola. And they looked at me and they were like shocked. I said, wait a minute, what did I just say? You know, I was speaking a little slow and scary. But Coca-Cola is the scene. All right, Thomas Rice breaks the 5-ball, drops into the corner pocket. He's trapped up behind the 4-6. So he's probably going to elect to roll out, which is a push. I know Greg a long time. Roll out and take out the trouble balls, the 7-9, because if there was any way of his opponent getting to the combination of that 7-9, he elected to break it out of there. Smart move by a young gun. Yeah, please, Jameson New in the chat is right. Don't give me a big head. I won't be able to get out of here. Ball in hand. Goes Sanjay. You know, I get to know some of these amateur players, and I get a chance to speak to them occasionally, like a meet and greet, you know. And you feel the enthusiasm. You feel the. Look at this, 1-9. I'd have a referee right on scene. I don't know if you guys seen that video. Somebody posted a video like in real slow motion when cue ball and object ball are this close and closer and a little further away. And they actually showed a double hit.
To be to table 12.
Now Thomas Rice is saying you push the cue ball and it's a foul, but without having a tournament director on scene or one of the referees, the shot goes to the player that shot it. So like I said, I would have a referee on that. But, you know, Thomas elected not to. It's a race to the 4 from here. It looks like a 4-9 combination will take this 9-ball out. Hey, Iggy, where are you? You got a lot of talent here. I thought I would see you today. That's Thomas Rice scratches. Boy, oh boy, a lot of errors in the beginning of this game. 2, 3, 4 out the door. He's got to keep it together. Don't get too excited. You'll get out of shape like this. He's going to wind up down by the short rail. No. He's got an angle. He's got to hold the cue ball or elect to draw it long. How about bank it? Wow. Thomas taking no chances, just make the ball and elect to play the long shot, calling the 9. And he sinks it. Thomas Rice puts another beat up. It's now 5-3. And we are excited. The room is buzzing right now, knowing that we're also, I spoke to Jerry T from NYC Grind and told him that we will be doing this. And would you like to co-produce it? He said, absolutely, 110%. So we welcome NYC Grind once again on board to bring this live stream out of Snookers for this for the Eastern State Championship. It's going to be exciting. The buzz is already flying, but we're in a whirlwind of talent atmosphere right now here at Steinway. Guys, if you're here and you're within the area, come on down and sweat this. Come on down to Steinway. Isabel Rodriguez Buckley and Kevin Buckley are very proud of Thomas Rice and the way he's been performing and picking his game up. He does play out of their room in Gotham City Billiards, and those two folks that I just mentioned, along with many others, but I met Kevin and Isabel on one of the streams we did out of Gotham City Billiards, and it was like, you know, it's like going back home again. It's just a great atmosphere, great people. They run a beautiful business, loaded. All equipment is diamond tables, chairs, lights. I mean, the place is just gorgeous. They put a lot of work into it. They add a lot of their own money to the events. It's called Gotham City Billiard Club in Brooklyn on Avenue U. And that's where we'll be that's where we'll be on May 31st through June 1st. 93 Avenue U in Brooklyn, New York. Got to check out that room. Super excited about that. Super excited about having azbilliards.com as one of our sponsors. The world's largest pool and billiards website. Thomas Rice just waiting. He's a young gun. He can't wait to break. Upstate has no shot of getting more sponsors in there. Iggy will be there. It would always be a pleasure to see Iggy. That's a great event. $3,000 added. And you know what? Don't quote them on that, because I've heard it from numerous people that sometimes they just change the added money when they have the tournament going. And they make an announcement that, you know what, instead of $3,000, it's going to be $3,500 added. So really, really nice people supporting pool. It's capped at 64 players. Okay. The doors open up at 9 a.m. It's first come, first served, capped at 64 players. So it's going to be a tri-state amateur event with $3,000 added. In my opinion, I would say get there early. I've been keeping in touch with Todd Fleetman. Todd Fleetman that runs that event there. And he's been getting a lot of positive feedback. So if you're going to play in that event and you're an amateur, get there early. First come, first served. I'm going to step away for 2 seconds, and I'm going to find out the total of the Open Pro players. Okay? Not all the names. I'm just going to find out the total as I leave you with the young gun. All right, 52 players in the Open Pro event. 52.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, no headphones. Open Pro, no headphones. We are currently doing the draw. At the moment, we will be starting the 10 ball after the draw and chart are completed.
Okay, you might have heard John Lehman in the background. That they are doing the draw. I'm going to assume that we will have a Open Pro match up next.
It is call shot.
And
Call
if I can get a runner,
you cannot win on the break.
after they do the draw,
Once you stroke
they run a
the cue
pretty
ball
good tournament board
and
here.
hit the cue ball, anything you
And they
touch
mark
or
it.
move in any way, shape, or form after that, it is a foul.
They elect to mark it as a, oh, Thomas was on the hill, so we had the score wrong.
Prior to that,
So Thomas Rice wins that match 7-3. We had some interruptions between the players' meetings and whatnot. So we lost a little bit of reality there. 7-3, Thomas Rice wins. Folks, stand by. I think we're going to have a Open Pro match next. I'm going to run over to the tournament board, take a peek, and see if I can chew on John Lehman's ear a little bit and see if we can get some information out of him. But until then, we want to thank everybody. I'll get right back to you.